All right, so this session on wellness, get that deck up there. We are going to have you guys do a fair bit of the work today in some breakout groups. And we're going to introduce some concepts around healthy home. It starts with air, you got water, you got light, but then it expands farther. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. Then we're going to actually break into 6 tables. So we're going to ask a few people to move around. If we have 7, we have 7, but I think we can do it with 6. We have some white paper. We're going to ask you as a group to sort of have someone scribe. We're going to give you 3 sort of challenge questions. You're going to work through that for about a half an hour. And then we're going to come back and present. And we will ask someone to come up here because we want to capture it on camera. So just letting you know, whoever wants to talk about what your table does, you're going to come up here and share it. We'll put the whiteboard up here. We'll go from there. So I wanted to introduce my partner in crime, Marla Esser Cloos. Can we get her up there? She is joining us remotely. We had a little challenge getting her here, but we're real happy to have her. Marla is got a business called Green Home Coach, and she helps with develop programs and consults to a variety of constituents. And Marla, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your background and business?
Well, hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be there with you virtually. I wish I was there in person. But hey, it's a good thing we got technology, right? So I've been working in the green home industry for about 15 plus years now and have worked in a variety of different ways. It's actually a career I've come to kind of accidentally, but it has felt like I have come home, and it is a great place for me to use my engineering background and to bring together some of the marketing things that I've learned over the years as well. I have a passion for women in the workforce development, as well as having the healthiest homes that we can for all of us to live better lives. And that's what we do here at Green Home Coach.
Great, thanks Marla. I met Marla while doing some research on this category for another session. And to set this up, we're just going to give you a little background on the space, some of the expanded categories for healthy home, a little bit of background to help set up the breakout session. So first of all, it's a really exploding category. The Global Wellness Institute estimates that wellness real estate is $180 billion for this year. And it affects a lot of broad categories. I'm going to pass it over to Marla now, who's going to talk through some of the categories that make up this sort of dynamic, holistic, healthy home segment.
Well, and let's set the stage a little bit as well. With coming in from the indoor air quality and the indoor environmental quality is such a great place to start, because these are the kind of projects that homeowners are going to invest in. And they really want these projects that make them feel calm and comfortable and inspired and healthy and safe. You know, these places that we call home have now really come to be the places where we not only survive, but we thrive. And that focus has been brought even more to our attention over the last few years. So we can see in different articles and different research that simple statistics such as homes that electric vehicle chargers and drought-resistant landscaping will sell faster and often for more money than homes without these kind of features. I can go through a litany of different features that have this kind of representation for how they help our homes to sell better, because homeowners are really starting to get the gist of this idea that these homes are better for them.
Hey, Marla, one step. Yes. Could you make the connection between green home and healthy home? You did that for me. I thought it was helpful.
Yeah. So, and we'll talk a little bit more about this in a little bit as well with an infographic. But green homes are really a holistic foundation for starting the health and wellness journey in a building structure that we call home. And what's really important about that is the central categories that come together with the resources, energy, water, air, as well as the materials that come together to make that house a home are the fundamental foundations for how we build up our health and wellness features to go from there. So when you're talking about basics like clean air and clean water and natural light, those come from the structural foundation, which is what a green certified home can bring us.
So green sort of starts the pathway to wellness, healthy home.
It really does.
Great.
And resiliency is a big factor in there as well. And as we just saw with Hurricane Ian, the heartbreaking damage that was done to so many structures that just were not built to take this kind of a beating, literally. And we do know how to build homes that can withstand those so much better. So, as we said, it starts with clean air. That's kind of the basic. And clean air, clean water, and light, natural light, really form the beginning of us having a health and wellness approach to our homes and our structures and our lives. So when you start thinking about wellness packages, that's a great place to start. And it's kind of funny because things as simple as a central vacuum system, which a lot of people think of as a convenience factor, is actually a wellness factor because it helps to get all that nasty stuff out of the house on a regular basis, and it's easy to do, so a homeowner will do it. Edwin made the point that we can build the best house in the world, but if our homeowners don't know how to take care of it and don't take care of it, it's not going to continue to give back to them. Humidity sensing bathroom fans, Edwin, would also be a great idea for anybody with teenagers, because that way you don't have to worry about reminding them when to turn it on and off. So these kind of features we have and the technology we have to make these features a really easy addition to our homes. So smart systems, smart homes, all of that couples together with these health and wellness features so that they work more easily, and we don't have to think a lot about how we train our homeowners to do it. Rather, we get them started and then teach them that these things are there. A few other features that we see are ones you're seeing a lot: flex spaces and indoor-outdoor spaces, easy to clean surfaces. Some of these just seem like common sense, right? But the pandemic brought a lot of these to the forefront. So I actually found a wonderful quote on the Global Wellness Institute. It ties all this together so well. So forgive me for reading for a moment. But our homes, our communities, and our surrounding environment directly affect our daily behaviors and lifestyles. And together, these determine 80 to 90% of our health outcomes. That's huge. Since our homes are typically our most important and biggest personal investment and expenditure, it's only logical that they should also be an investment in our health and our well-being. And it really kind of ties it all together because it all does connect. You got the next slide?
Sorry, thank you.
That's okay. Okay, so this is a little bit of an eye chart. I hope your screen's a heck of a lot bigger than mine. So we were talking a little bit earlier about how green homes are holistic in nature and provide the foundation for how we move forward into this health and wellness category, this health and wellness, and even on into the wellness lux. And it starts with all the different pieces of how our homes are constructed. So the land and the site, resource, energy, and water efficiencies and conservation where it's needed, indoor environmental quality, which relates to clean air and moisture, and then occupant education and documentation, which is so, so important for us to help our homeowners actually understand how to drive these really great houses that we're building for them. So then you look at the blue part, and we're gonna stack in 10 different health and wellness categories, if you will, on top of the foundation of our green homes. And this is where we start to pull out or expand some of these features that we've already built into our green homes because they're there by nature. So clean air, that may come from our filtration systems or a purifier. Clean water may come from, again, filtration and purifying systems. Natural light from windows, skylights, sun tubes, and well-managed natural light so that we don't have glares and we have the optimum light for our homes. Chemical control, how we're using non-toxic finishes, materials, as well as adhesives and sealants in our homes when we build them. We can then look at the trifecta of physical, mental, and spiritual wellness and look at how the peace of mind that we bring to our homes by having these things taken care of, as well as having spaces for people to unwind physically, mentally, and spiritually and unplug, how those contribute also to the wellness factor is a big part of this. Conscious consumption. Well, here we think about ways to help our homeowners think a little better about what they're using only what they need, We're optimizing the materials and the resources that we use in our homes, and we're talking about it. So these people know that we have done these things to better their actual experience in the home. Food science can be everything from appliances to a garden in the backyard, even an indoor composter, so all kinds of different things that can contribute to food science features. And we wrap it all up with behavioral strategies, which also kind of ties in there with the occupant education and documentation. But we need to convey the strategies, the behaviors that these people want to have in their homes while they're living there, so that all these health and wellness features that we're giving them, providing in these homes, come together to give them a better life, because that's where it all really comes together. And then if you tie all this together into an entire home and community that is built really for the amenities and for holistic health as its entire approach, then we've come into the area of wellness lux, or luxury wellness. And we're seeing a lot more wellness communities out there, so this is catching on very fast. So having all this is great, right? But you gotta market it. You've got to tell people why you're different, how your homes are distinguished, and why they care. So many times we in the building industry kind of assume that people understand what the technical features are, they understand that that's important, and they understand how it's going to benefit them. But sometimes, actually a lot of times, they don't. So we start with talking, and I'm going to say talking in air quotes, because talking may be writing, talking may be talking in a sales conversation, talking may be on your website, talking may be in your blogs, on your social media. So talking in air quotes, talk about the benefits and the value that comes first. So benefits would be able to breathe easier, having less polluted or better water. Can you go back one moment? Thanks.
I'm sorry, back it up, sorry.
That's okay. And once we've established the benefits, then we connect that to the feature. So for instance, breathing easier would come from our clean air features, like our filtration systems, our ventilation. And then we make sure everybody's on the same page. This is super, super, super important. I walked into a home builder's sales model not too long ago, and the salesperson was not preaching the same message that was plastered all over the model home. So you wanna make sure everything's in sync. You have silent sales to help out education, your website, your social media, and all the people in your company and your sales team are all trained with the same benefits, value, and features, so they know that they're all running in a well-orchestrated fashion. Okay, now we can go forward, thanks. So then you want to think about the value to your clients and the people that live in your homes, these people that you are providing them with a better life. And these are the benefits that can come from all of these features that we've been talking about. So things like improved health and wellness, peace of mind, which is actually a really big one. Comfort is a huge one as well. That's one that's very important to our basic human needs. Easier maintenance and operations, that's a big one. A lot of times we don't talk about, as well as the lower cost of maintenance and operation. And it could even be as simple as less time needed to take care of a home, update it, and take care of it. So lots of benefits out there. You just got to make sure that we're communicating them when you're talking about your homes.